Good morning, students. Today we will discuss real techniques for foreign exchange exposure management. Real techniques involve long-term decision. That is why these techniques are very critical to implement. Higher the level of import and higher the level of involvement in international trade, higher will be the exchange rate exposure. Whereas lower the import and lower the involvement in international trade, lower will be foreign exchange exposure. There are few real techniques which can be applied for management of foreign exchange exposure, such as reallocation of resources is suited for operating exposure. For example, marketing strategies, production strategies, and financing strategies. Next is diversification of activities. For example, location of production, location of sales, input sources, and sources of finance can be diversified. Now we will discuss all these techniques in detail. First is marketing strategies. It includes market selection, abandoning foreign markets, pricing strategy, product strategy, and promotion strategy. First is market selection. Market selection is very crucial decision. Where to sell or where not to sell is very critical for any exporter, as it will definitely affect its foreign exchange exposure. An MNC should decide the relative marketing support to devote to each market. Market segmentation is another issue to be dealt with very care. A firm that sells differentiated products to more affluent customers may not be harmed as much by foreign currency devaluation as will a mass marketer will be. In case of depreciation of home currency, a firm selling primarily to upper income group may find it easy to penetrate mass market abroad. Marketing mix should also be designed in such a way that it can be adjusted over a period of time if required to manage its foreign exchange exposure. Next is abandoning foreign markets. As different exchange rates are not perfectly correlated, a firm can also reduce its foreign exchange exposure impact by diversifying cash flows over different currencies. Operational flexibility enables the firm to selectively exploit favorable currency movements to maximize profit potential and minimize the impact of adverse currency movements and downside risk. When MNC is facing a situation of low prices on outputs, high cost of inputs, or lack of competitiveness in the market relative to other producers, it can use its ability to abandon foreign market. But it may result in hurting its customer relationship and huge retry expenses if firm hopes to return in the market in future. Next is pricing strategy. Flexible pricing strategy can be very helpful in managing foreign exchange exposure. By changing its pricing policy, an MNC has ability to vary the level of exchange rate fluctuations. MNC can follow a policy of pricing its products as fixed price in domestic currency sale price and all the fluctuations in the price as a result of exchange rate fluctuations are allowed only to foreign currency sale prices. While this fixes the profit margin, the sale price and volumes will fluctuate with production cost. When an MNC fixes the foreign currency sales price and accommodates cost changes and profit margin, then it follows the policy of full pricing to market of exchange rate, and the changes in cost also occurs. As a result of fixed foreign currency sales price, the level of sales is protected, but the domestic currency profit margin will vary with the exchange rate and production cost. By exploiting its ability to choose the level of pass-through the exchange rate fluctuations, an MNC that primarily exports develops the ability to exploit the beneficial foreign currency appreciations, and cost decreases if demand is elastic, and mitigate adverse foreign currency depreciations, and cost increases if demand is inelastic. In case of rupee appreciation, a firm selling overseas should consider opportunities to increase the foreign currency prices of its product. As a result of competitive advantage, local producers will limit an exporter's ability to recoup rupee profit by raising foreign currency selling prices. In this case, exporter will be able to raise its product price by the extent of the foreign currency devaluation. The exporter will make up the difference through a lower profit margin on its foreign sales. In case of rupee depreciation, Indian exporter will enjoy competitive advantage on the world market. Exporter can now increase its profit either by following the policy of price skimming or expanding its market share. But before taking any such decision, the factors like elasticity of demand, customer price sensitivity, existence of economies of scale, cost structure of expanding the output, and likelihood of attracting competition, etc., must also be considered. In deciding whether to raise prices following a foreign currency devaluation, companies must consider not just the sales that will be lost today, but also the likelihood of losing future sales as well. A customer who is lost once may be lost forever. Adjustment of prices also depends on the ability of firm. Some firms constantly adjust their prices for exchange rate changes. Some firms strongly favor the policy of stable prices. Before making any pricing decision, firm should consider the effect of frequent price changes on exporters, distributors. Distributors also have to adjust their margin to conform to the price they pay. A domestic firm facing strong competition may have greater latitude in pricing. It can either raise its prices along with any increase in import prices, or it can follow the policy of constant prices to improve its market share. Next is promotion strategy. Promotional budget and its allocation among various countries is very significant decision for managing foreign exchange exposure. A firm exporting its products after a domestic devaluation may well find that the return per rupee expenditure on advertising or selling is increased because of products' improved price positioning. In case of foreign currency devaluation, return on marketing expenditures is likely to reduce, which may require a firm to bring a more fundamental change in firm's product policy. Next is product strategy. Product strategy can be very helpful in responding to exchange rate risk. Firm can change the timing for introduction of new products, in international market. It can also take product line decisions. In case of home currency depreciation, firm has potential to expand its product line and cover a wider range of customers both in domestic market and in foreign market. Firm may concentrate on developing a brand franchisee to enjoy the benefits of competitive prices. In case of home currency appreciation, a firm may have to reorient its product line and target its product to a higher income, a more quality conscious and less price sensitive customer group. Next is production strategies. It includes input mix, shifting production among plants, plant location, raising productivity. First is input mix. A manufacturing firm may choose more flexible input mix. It can purchase more components overseas. In case of appreciation of domestic currency, firm may increase its global sourcing. When the suppliers are faced with an exchange rate risk which reduces the competitiveness of their output, they are able to reduce their cost and remain economically viable with the help of their input mix. Firms with high imports and high involvement in international trade will be affected more by any change in exchange rates as compared to firms having low import components and low involvement in international trade. While increasing its production capacity, firms should also consider the option of designing new facilities that provide added flexibility in making substitutes of various products. Next is shifting production among plants. An MNC that have a wider foreign subsidiary network enjoys more option to introduce new products in foreign countries. By establishing its operation in a new country, it also acquires the option to expand its product line at a later point of time. Firm with worldwide production system can allocate its total production over its various production plant in the line with changing rupee cost of production. It can increase the production in a country whose currency has devaluated and decrease the production in a country whose currency has appreciated. Shifting the production is not so easy task, though the multiple plants can create manufacturing redundancies and impede cost cutting, yet there may be many advantages of diversification in case of risk. Firm may follow the strategy of globally balanced production facilities in order to manage its currency. Plant location. Depending on labor intensity of production or the projections of expected cash flows, a firm can also go for third country plant location. It is a long-term capital decision. Firm should consider all the possible factors before going for such kind of production strategy. Sometimes it may create the problems of coordination between design and manufacturing and result in problems of quality control. Next is raising productivity. Many firms find it more suitable to increase their domestic productivity as compared to producing abroad. It can do so by closing its inefficient production plants, automating heavily, and reducing its other overheads. Firm can also try to increase its productivity and improve its production quality with the help of employee motivation. Diversified financing. A company can make changes in its financing policies to manage its exchange rate exposure. It can bring changes in currency of denomination used for the purpose of long-term debt, place of issue, maturity structure, capital structure, and leasing versus buying strategy. Diversified financing resources allow the company to improve its overall financial performance because interest rate differentials do not always equal expected changes in exchange rates. Companies are also able to reduce their economic risk by matching the mix of currencies in loan portfolios or operating expenses to the mix of currencies in expected revenues. Thank you.